Chapter 30. Pizzeria Pepper was in many ways the pride of the Arenal. It had been there since 1983. Angelica has never seen it anything other than completely full when she walked past with Tommy. She had been a couple of times, and it served amazing Italian food, meats, seafood, pizzas, pastas, and some of the very best desserts she had ever eaten. Javea had chosen the place primarily because there was so much variety on the menu that you could always find something you wanted. Arriving at the venue, it was clear that the manager knew Javea well. They spoke quietly in Castilian at some speed, far too quickly and quietly for Angelica to keep up. When their 30-second conversation had finished, the manager showed Angelica and Javea to their table. It was along the front of the venue, so they had uninterrupted views of the promenade, yet somewhat interrupted views of the beach and sea. There were so many people walking along, taking in the pleasant warmth of the evening that someone walked past every few seconds. It didn't matter. Angelica and Javea could still see what was going on along the entirety of the Arenal. It was a scene of activity, but none of it too frantic. People lived life at an entirely different pace to what she had grown used to in the northeast of England. The bread and aioli arrived at the table within a minute, accompanied by a waiter who smiled the biggest smile Angelica had seen for weeks, save the one she had got from Javea when she arrived to meet him earlier that evening. She wondered if she was one of the reasons people brought out their best smiles. She tried to smile as much and as widely as possible, teaching Tommy that you should be the rainbow to everyone else's clouds. "What would you like to drink?" the waiter asked her. She pondered if she was so obviously English that everyone else could spot it. "Gin and tonic," she replied, giving the matter no more thought. So what if she was recognised as English? It made the language difficulties disappear. Javea nodded at the waiter to indicate that he wanted the same. Angelica had never put him down as a G&T drinker. In fact, she had never put him down as a drinker full stop. They waited for the drinks, looking out towards the sea and taking in the scene without talking. There was no need to fill the silent spaces with conversation. That was one of the reasons Angelica liked being in Javea's company. It was relaxed. Well, aside from the hesitation she had shown earlier that day, that was behind her now. The waiter took their order as he bought the drinks. Javea went for a spicy pizza with sausage. Angelica loved pizza, but hadn't got used to the way they served it in Spain. There were too many toppings, and none of them seemed to go together for her liking. If you wanted a pizza without ham on, then you were usually out of luck in a Spanish pizzeria. Instead, she went for the sea bass. It was cooked in the red-hot ovens, the same way as the pizzas, and the waiter told her it had been caught that very day. "Landed," he said. Landed. She loved the way one word meant very different things because of the context. Landing a fish was different to the landing the Moors had done many centuries before, and different again still from the piece of a house at the top of the stairs. She marvelled at how someone could learn a new language, and despaired at her attempts to learn Spanish. If they had one word that meant multiple things, then she had no chance, Angelica mused. The food was amazing, every single bite of it, and once the drink flowed, Javea had ordered a bottle of Tempranillo to go with the dinner. Then the conversation flowed with it. They talked about life, past loves, work, family, and football. As far as football went, Angelica only knew what she had heard from Tommy, but it seemed like Javea was a bit of an expert. She would have to get the two of them together to talk endlessly about the subject one day. She knew for a fact that Tommy could talk about it all day and then still continue the conversation in his sleep. The conversation was light. Angelica appreciated that. It wasn't until the end of the night, half a bottle of wine and 3 G&Ts, in that she plucked up the courage to ask something that had been on her mind all day.